Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video we will implement Azure Blob Storage. As we all know, Azure Blob Storage is a service that stores unstructured data in the cloud as objects or blobs. Blob stands for binary large object. Blob storage is also referred to as object storage or container storage. So I'll just quickly log on to the portal and take it from there. While you are in the portal, you need to create blob containers. Now, things to know about containers and blobs: that all blobs must be in a container. Containers organize your blob storage. A container can store an unlimited number of blobs. An Azure storage account can contain an unlimited number of containers. And you must create a storage container before you can begin to upload data. Now, while you are in the Azure portal, you need to create a storage account if you don't have one. You can also restore a storage account. The one that I deleted in the last 14 days. So I'm just going to restore. It will save me some time. Resource group is, if there would be no resource group, you would not be able to restore it. Okay, I believe I need to create one. No problem. ASAR lab storage account name, storage 1, East US. This one standard, go with LRS, the basic one. And then you hit create. It is submitting the deployment. My deployment is complete. I'll go to resource. Now, if you come into the container section, which is blob service, you see the container. You need to create a container. Just name it container 01. Hit create. While you are creating a container, I'll just create it one more time. Anonymous access level private, no access, anonymous access, and you see these advanced options. So I'll cancel it. This is the container that we just created. And then you assign blob access tiers. Now, Azure Storage supports several access tiers for blob data. These tiers include hot, cool, cold, and archive. Each access tier is optimized to support a particular pattern of data usage. When it comes to hot tier, is optimized for frequent reads and writes of objects in the Azure storage account. Cool tier is optimized for storing large amounts of infrequently accessed data. So is intended for data that remains in the cool tier for at least 30 days. And then cold tier is also optimized for storing large amount of data which is infrequently accessed and then can remain in the tier for at least 90 days. And then you have archive tier is an offline tier that's optimized for data that can tolerate several hours of retrieval latency. Data must remain in the archive tier for at least 180 days. And then you can compare the access tiers on the Microsoft documentation, and then you can add blob lifecycle management rules because every data set has a unique lifecycle. And then Azure Blob Storage supports lifecycle management for datasets, which offers a rich rule-based policy for GPv2 and blob storage accounts. In this, you can transition blobs to a cooler storage tier from hot to cool, hot to archive, or cool to archive. You can delete current versions of a blob, previous versions of a blob, or blob snapshots. And then what you can do is also determine blob object replication, because replication includes the blob content, its metadata properties and versions. And then object replication requires that blob versioning is enabled on both the source and destination accounts. And then you can manage the blobs as well while going into the settings, because we have block blobs, append blobs, and the page blobs. And we can use the portal to upload and manage the blobs. Here it is, metadata of a blob. And then if you see the properties of this blob, name, container, lease, duration, and the access policy. You can have the stored access policy. You can have immutable blob storage. User-defined policy applied to a container for retaining the data in all blobs in the containers in non-modifiable, and delete productive state. I'll make videos capturing these scenarios, access policies, immutable blob storage, how those works, to make you more familiar with these options. These are the shared access tokens, which is a URI that grants restricted access to an Azure storage container. Also, you can determine blob storage pricing as well, because when you understand your access patterns and correlate them with your durability and availability needs, then it will help you to best manage your Azure blob storage cost. And you can always use pricing calculator to get to the cost of a storage account. Now, if you go back to the containers, and then you can also upload a folder here as well. Browse for files or select an existing container. Let's say I contain this. If you see the advanced, then you will see I was mentioning block blob, page blob, or append blob, right? I'll tell you the difference as well. You can upload VHT files in this block blob. Block size, you can see this is the access tier that I was talking about. Hot, cool, cold, archive, right? Upload to a folder, and then blob index tags, encryption scope, retention policy. All right. I'll cover these new options as well: storage browser, storage mover, partner solutions, and resource virtualization as well. And then I will also make videos covering the lifecycle management policy. This was to give you how to implement blob container, and I will cover more topics related to this in my coming videos. I hope this was informative for all of you. If you have any further queries, please mention them in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.